Hi, Biggy. Now live. Streaming. Tactics Ogre. Wheelchair save the disabled gamer duel. Yes? No? Maybe?
I'm underscore Biggy is now
There we
live.
go.
Streaming Tactics Ogre, Reborn, Wheelchair Symbol Disabled Gamer Wheelchair Symbol, Tactics Ogre 100% run.
Good. That is up. Place this. Or,
YouTube.
no, actually for Twitch, but yeah. Here. Twitch.
Stream Element Spot running robot face.
Thanks. What?
Twitch.
Fresh. My YouTube page. And hello folks, it is me. I'm Biggy and I'm back and we are live. Got to adjust this camera. You see a little bit of the keyboard maybe? But not my belly. No, not my belly. Okay. Key cam activated. Very cool. Let's see how well I do with putting this headphone on. Close. Around the ear. There we go. I really like these ones. I'm not sure which brand they are exactly, but been recommended. It's one of the best budget in-ear headphones you could get, and the sound quality is very good for its price. But yeah, first off, hello, welcome to more Tactics Ogre Reborn, and we're done with, let's see, 25 of the 100 floors, and I'm in the process of thinking things through whether if I'm going to clear all 100 floors first or come back and do that later after I have the whatchamacallit, all the items that I need unlocked, because we'll need to return here again anyways. Let me look at the loot table for the Palace of the Dead. You're wondering which guide I'm using? It is this one. And if you're wondering if where's a good map of the Palace of the Dead, I'm using this one, the Steam AH Tactics Eager, Tactics Ogre map guide. Right, I had a bit of a scare this morning. My boss gave me a missed call that I didn't notice yesterday, and I thought I was in trouble, but apparently he has more work for me. um, which is good because it pays extra. All right, so let me see. What is our choice here? First off, I'm gonna do a bit of housekeeping in terms of the quest here. Well, first off, I'm actually going to say thank you to Aliza Beth Chan for subscribing to my YouTube channel. And yeah, that was yesterday. And I'm going to play more Tactics Ogre. And usually today is the I might be kind of making Mondays my off day. Well, my Tuesday, your Monday. To be an off day. Don't withdraw, please. What we just doing just now is that this is the first floor, well, first 25 floors, and this is one of the only shops available here. So let's head to the shop first.
Have a look around.
And these things have arcana. I'm going to buy 2 more exorcisms because it's just useful. Lots more major heals. And I think we've gotten all we need in terms of spells, right? These aren't anything special. Next up, some sundries. Nothing too. Yeah, we have plenty of good sundries here. Yeah, nothing to
Come back anytime.
that I really need so much. Okay, so let's go to our party. I don't think we need anything special in terms of what our party could do. But let's just go to save for a bit. And then head down to the depths. As soon as we reach floor 25 onwards, or 26 onwards, we're getting into territory where the enemies are going to be at higher level. Or maybe it's floor 50. I'm not sure. But if the enemies are still at level 40, then it's probably just advisable that we just use AI for now. There's plenty of undead here, so might as well use our usual team here. And just looking at the loot table here, once we hit level 26, we're no longer getting Enchiridions, but that's fine because we don't need Enchiridions right now. We'll be getting items like Sea Days Ring, Spark Guard Boots, Greased Boots, and perhaps the Holy Crown. But the Holy Crown is going to be a 10% uh, item anyways. So let me just look at what the Holy Crown does in Tactics Ogre. Yep. It's okay. Holy Crown is a type of helm in comparison to, let's say, a Wizard's Hats +1. Uh, it has a Meditate +2 for. Oh wait, we'll actually see if it does anything. It does have Augment Light. But we'll see. I'm gonna turn the volume down a little bit because I'm wearing both headphones for a change. Just give me a sec, folks. เอาช็อกโกแลตในตู้เย็นมาแบ่งสิ Yeah. It's just one of you here today for the moment, but that's to be expected. I'm also considering making today like an off day so I could spend more time doing more scripted things. I have an idea for a video that I should really do like soon, but unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, it's more like I've been doing yeah, because I've been streaming so often and having to try sitting up often, I'm getting less time to do more scripted content. But we'll see. We'll see what we'll do. Like if I want to do scripted content more, this is probably a good day to do it.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, howdy, Mana. Thanks for being here. Had a bit of a scare this morning because I got a missed call from my boss. So you could imagine, you know how I said that there was going to be, like, I'm not sure if there's going to be trouble at my workplace regarding my work. It turned out that he wanted to offer me more work, like extra things that you could do, which is good because it pays extra. So that's actually real nice. Turned out way better than I expected, but a bit of a scare this morning, definitely.
That is wonderful to hear. Excellent news.
Yep. That being said, I'm gonna celebrate with some keto-friendly chocolate. But I'm not sure how much it's gonna pay yet. But it's gonna be relayed to. They're outsourcing some translation work, so I do translation work. Is that it? No, but it's close though. Hmm. I'm a little bit ooh, look at that exorcism. Pretty nice. I'm a little bit torn, actually, because I wanted to make some more videos that involves me sitting. And that means it's going to involve me well, I need to finish my script for my Unlimited Saga video first. Then record. And if you guys hear anything weird in the background, my nephews are playing Kirby. So they might be a little loud, but hopefully my microphone like software will block that out well enough. Did it hit your back? Yeah. I think there's wizard hats. And getting some charms, that's always good. I'm going to save here. We're at the point in the Palace of the Dead, though, that we're just grinding through. Scout a little bit. Yeah, there's actually a level 50 Naga here that we might want to try to kill. But since there's dragons, I'm going to there's a lack of undead, but there's undead dragons. I'm gonna switch over to maybe just Vice, and then Biggy could use. Well, you use Dragon's Bane, hopefully. Where's the dragon skill? Not Empower. There we go. Hopefully, this should be enough. So, just as a side note, regarding my Unlimited Saga videos, there's 2 in the works right now that I want to do. One is what we discussed, the Unlimited Saga, what I'd like to see if there's a remake. And the second one is revamping the magic system. And we talked about that quite a fair bit already, right? And also, go with Fierce Attacker here. What I was thinking regarding what was I thinking? Magic. Is yeah, welcome watchers. And what I was thinking regarding magic system in the Unlimited Saga is we probably want to relocate some skills. No, some what each stat gives bonus to, or panels. I mean, and that's actually going over all the panels. Sorry, I'm just turning this into a mukbang stream because I'm enjoying the chocolate so much. Oh boy. เอานุ่มไหมขอกาแฟอีกหน่อย
I never understood the appeal of mukbang videos.
It's not, well, you can analyze all you want on how it's so appealing about it. You could just say, for example, that there's a social aspect to it, that people feel like, especially during like social distancing. Let me just interrupt this and use non-AI. Yeah, we could also talk about, you know, social distancing and how it factors into the popularity of mukbang. It feels like you could just say that, oh, it's for lonely people doing lonely things. It feels like you have somebody close. Yeah, it feels like you have someone like close by actually doing something with you, because eating is like a social it's a social activity, right? And mukbang started in Korea, and it probably just started out as a way to kind of, let me heal you. Probably started out as a way to create like a feeling of socializing with somebody online, doing something relatively mundane. but we can explain all we want. Doesn't matter because the numbers speak for themselves. That people eat up the content, pun intended. Let's see. Okay, let's meditate. Let's just use Wisp Light on you. Grab this card. Mind is good. Yeah. It's a case where the numbers speak for themselves. There's like the more you explain, it's more like an afterthought of, okay, maybe it's successful because it's a social aspect. Maybe it's successful because it's a
Hey, what's going on? Just lurking but wanted to show some love.
Thanks, Mr. Talbane. I'm in the process of grinding through all 100 levels of the Palace of the Dead. Well, there's 115 levels, but the most important ones are 100 levels. But I'm just trying to get through it as quickly as I can. So that we could move on with this 100% playthrough. And also,
Nice. Hope you get through it.
Mr. Talbane, I'm not sure if you like follow my Unlimited Saga stuff or not, or have you gotten to my channel through Unlimited Saga or anything, because we were spending pretty much a large part of the week discussing how or what we actually wanted to see in Unlimited Saga if it ever got a remake. So that was also part of the conversation. And if you're interested to hear more of that stuff, I could just talk about it too. But yeah, we're talking about how we could revamp like the magic system, how we could revamp the story. Actually, the story is one of the aspects that needed a lot of work as well. Could be a separate video too. And
Yeah, I subbed to you because of your tutorials back then. Would love to hear about it some more.
yeah, okay. So basically, I think Mant heard most of this already. But regardless, if I wanted to summarize, let me just heal up first. Yeah, basically, Unlimited Saga is not without fault, but the thing that I wanted to change the most is regarding the magic system, because it is super obtuse, to say the least. don't die, buddy. Heal self. Uh, 420. Nice. So let's move you here. Yeah, but the battle system, the magic system, is super duper obtuse. It's just bad, right? I was just thinking, how do we go about improving it? Okay. Nice meditate. Nice. We'll use Thunderburst. Thunderstruck. What about here? This seems better. Yeah.
An in-game tutorial would be a nice start. TBH face with tears of joy.
Yes, in-game tutorial. The thing about it is, there's already kind of an attempt at an in-game tutorial. If you look at the what the game has to offer, there's like a glossary of skills and what different skills do. Don't end cap, don't end cap, don't end cap. Exorcism. And card, go ahead. Ozma needs to use mending salve here for safety reasons.
That is true, but I think most people would prefer to learn while playing, at least the important stuff.
Oh yeah, that's one of the things I actually wanted to implement as well. But anyways, if I were to go through what I talked about, first off, what I would not change, let's not change the art and music. That's number one. The art is perfect. It's stored at high resolution in the game already. We don't need to worry about that. The music is amazing. Unless they want to commission some more tracks, we don't need to worry about that. The only thing that I would kind of improve upon is the, you know how they have
The
like
music stays. That soundtrack is chef's kiss.
yeah. The only thing I would change regarding the music would be, let me use major heal here. No, that wouldn't work. These guys are undead. No, not all these guys are undead, I mean. Yep. Art and music stays. You know how in the adventure maps they have kind of a little sprite board game aesthetic. You know, you move your characters around, that kind of stuff. Okay, let's go Grand Cross here. Grab the crit card. Yeah, they have that kind of really cool board game aesthetic where you move your characters around. I think they should double down on that because it is one aspect that I think it's aged really well. People are more used to the kind of board game look of games now, even more so than before. And whereas previously it would have been kind of like a limitation of the hardware to actually use that look. Nice counter. Good meditate. Nice engulf as well. Let's have you use red vapor here. I think this hits everybody, including Vice though.
I like that about it a lot, although in battle I'd rather we not have to dice roll L, but that's just me LOL.
It's not really a dice roll if you know what you're doing with the in-game mechanics. Because it's not completely random. You could improve your it's like a timing reel, so if you see how the reels work, or if you know how the reels work, then it's a little less of a dice roll. Okay, let's just give me a chance to knock out that Hydra, maybe.
That is true, I'm just bad at reels LOL.
Yep. Oh, you have a nice cherry rod. Let's use that. Let's swirl like petals. Okay, and off you go to go over here. Here. Let's see what else we could do. Let's use Demon Rose on you. Charmed, to be sure. But yeah. I would keep the board game aesthetic, but I would double down on it. That's what's the last thing I wanted to say, I think. Next up, I would also keep the whole panel system. I mean, I based my career off of what I could do with the panel system in Unlimited Saga. I mean, I wrote an FAQ on it. The panel system is just the best part of the game. But anyways, let me use Thunderburst to kill off all these guys here. Yep, and with that, let me set things to AI. AI quick assign all. Yep, just I wanted to make sure I kill the Hydra. That's an interesting choice of attack there. But yeah. Okay. So those are the two things I would keep. The one thing that I'd really want to actually...
Just a nitpick, but they should make the reels more responsive since at times the reel will keep spinning for half a second after I have clicked the button.
That happens sometimes too, yep. Either make it a consistent reel stop or... Well, that's the RNG part of it anyways. That. Oh, that's almost an in cap. Yeah, but okay. Let me think this through properly. I think one thing I would change about the panel system is I would have a panel storage system where you could use one of the use the panels that you've stored the panels you get on other characters. Oh, we only got grease boots. Oh well. Nice. Charms are good. Where you could actually, you know how there's like 3 slots up top or to in the original game, and that's where the magic tablets go. I would use that space to actually let me check the AI, check the enemy for a little bit. Okay, there's some undead, some beasts. Okay. So Biggy could... I'll switch off you for... There, yeah, maybe. Biggy could also switch from Dragon's Bane to maybe Beast Bane. Lament of the Dead is an interesting one as well. We want Beast Bane though. We already have Meditate. Let's just use Engulf. That's fine. And we do have some new leggings. Grease boots, I think. Lets you walk on water, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it gives you swift foot and water walk. Yeah, these alluring boots only give swift foot. Oh well. Let's just let these guys do what they do best. I also probably want to start equipping Gildas with items, namely the healing items. We'll go Blessing Stone, Grimoire, Double Mending Salve. Should have bought more Mending Salves, but that's fine. We'll probably get to a point where the Mending Salves will actually be useful. Or we actually, I mean, we could get to the second shop before we run out. But yeah, so those are the things that keep the same, except for maybe a panel storage system where you would keep rare panels that you got on one character and place it onto another one. I would maybe, like, so that we don't kind of abuse the system, maybe decrease the level of the panels you place into the panel resource system by 1. So that way we don't get... So, okay. Let's just move panels around willy-nilly as much as we want. That will also mean...
Limited Saga, more fun. Hello Biggy, Manta, and Martalban.
Yeah, hello Myth. More Unlimited Saga discussions, yes. I would actually just maybe make it a decrease in level, which means that certain panels cannot be placed in storage. panels that are limited to their own level. I'm thinking. What am I thinking? Yeah, there are panels that are actually limited to a certain level. Let me look up the guide then, or on GameFAQs. Limit. Yeah, GameFAQs, Unlimited Saga, board, and let's actually go to the guides for a little bit. Go to the Ramtiger's Game System FAQ and have a look at some of the panels that are available. In on I just look up inconspicuous because it's usually the one that yep. So phobia panels you can't place, pacifist panels you can't place, seal panels you can't place.
Those reels are really quick, not for slow reflexes.
Those reels are really quick. I mean, I've been watching. There's a dude called Sigel who does Unlimited Saga speedruns, and he's pretty amazing because what he does is that he actually what was he doing? As he was doing the speed runs, let me think this through. He kept a X panels at level 1 or have no X panels at all, and he just times a level 4 reverse delta with no panels every time. Like, it's timed, rooted into his brain, into his timing, where the X panel is, level 4 X panel is on a number 1 reel. Like, it's ridiculous. But it is, speed running as a thing. So you can't expect him to be like at a normal. Oh, don't die, please. At a normal level, so to speak. But yeah, he used to do Unlimited Saga speedruns, but we're just unfortunate. Unfortunate in that I don't appreciate the Dragon's Quest stuff so much. But yeah, anyways, I think the messing with the reel system will turn off some of the old school fans, definitely. I would. What was I talking about before I got sidetracked there? But yeah, panel storage. There we go. And I would actually just have panels that are actually at several different levels be able to be stored. But at the cost of losing one level of the panel. So for example, if you get a level 3 punch, once you store the panel, it becomes a level 2 punch. A level 4 Magic Blender turns into a level 3 Magic Blender. So you have to think a little bit rather than just storing it willy-nilly. And I think that's enough of a disincentive to people just move around the panels between different characters. And I think that's enough of a penalty to just have people not abuse the system. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen the speed runs for all 7 scenarios. Quite interesting how each ones does have differences on the builds. Sometimes it's one axe user, sometimes 2. Some have drag down, others have bone crusher.
Yeah. And I'm just always amazed at how much skill people actually have in timing the panels. It's pretty cool. Right, so that's it. We've got things like Hair of the Unicorn, but I'm not sure if that's super rare or not. Buff card, no end caps, yeah. As long as we're in the first 50 levels of the Palace of the Dead, it's going to be relatively safe to leave it to the AI. So it's a legitimate strat. The only thing that you need to actually do with this is that to pardon me. Let me look at the guide here and the loot drops. Yeah, we're getting we might get things like holy crowns now as we jump through. But okay, let me just mosey on through to different levels here. So there's level 29, level 30, and if I look at the
All right,
map.
Gotta head out. Glad I got to hang out for a bit though.
Thanks. I assume that's Mr. Telbane, right? Yeah. Thanks for being here. I didn't get to talk too much, but just
take care, everyone.
Take care, Mr. Telbane. Just come and if I'm going to make a video, just come and support that and share it and stuff regarding what I want to see.
Seems like certain characters get staves, those being Platy, Verst, Roy, and Grace. I'd say they have good speed. CYAMR Talbin. CYA Talbin.
Yep. That's all well and good. Okay, so 30 and 31 is a split. 29 and 32 is a split, but there's nothing in particular that we need to worry about, I think. Yeah, okay. So the only thing that we need to look out for would probably be around chapter 33, but that's only... Yeah, never mind. Like level 33. Because I think we get a mini boss. I also want to bring Vice here, as well as Sistina. Do we have more undead? Yeah, we do. Wait, is this an undead? Boogeyman. There's a couple. It's not enough to warrant the use of our necromancer though. Okay, let's move you to the back here. Right. Let's go. Right, where were we? Okay, since Mr. Telbane is no longer here, I think I'll move back to the discussion regarding magic, because I want some more content regarding that as well. But yeah, I want to look at the complete list of magic spells and see where we could relocate things. If we need some sort of new bits of magic to supplement the disappearance of certain bits of magic. And what's the kind of spell is needed, right? What I would do first of all is make sure that each element has a like each element will have uh, an identity or a more, how should I say this? Uh, like I want each color to have like a bit more of an identity in terms of uh, what each element does. And I was looking at some context clues in terms of what different panels give different stats to. A good example would be diplomacy or speech panels. A line of speech gives boost to spirit. Spirit? A little bit of daring do. But yeah, spirit and wood. So that tells me that flavor-wise, wood has to do with an increase in spirit, meaning not physical but mental status ailments, resistance, healing against mental status ailments, something along the lines of wordsmith, convincing, diplomacy, money, cash, that kind of stuff, right? I would also that would also mean that's one thing. I will also make sure that artiste is actually a speech skill rather than a smith skill. Doesn't make sense as a smith skill. And we could have a character that's a dedicated mongerer, diplomacy character, which also gets a boost in wood. The spells of wood should also be something that maybe inflicts mental status elements as offensive trait. It deals a little bit of damage, but also kind of has something like a drain effect. That is interesting. So that's my take on wood. So wood is one that already has a designated role in what it does. Water also, I would keep as the healing spell as well. Water and wood kind of support each other. Water will the combo that adds to water is maps, and maps have a relatively high growth in magic, the elemental abilities as well. So there are certain map panels like adaptability and swimming and obstacle crossing that also denotes that there's certain physical abilities that's best used for water stuff. No, but it's used for like to denote stuff, and it also improves endurance. So water is the physical resistance stat, which kind of makes sense. But that'll also the question will also be, well, what does that leave Earth, right? Um, Currently, Earth is boosted by a line of keys. So if we're thinking in those terms, then uh, Earth magic and skill are together. But does that fit the flavor of Earth as an element? So I'm not sure if that does. Because if I think thievery skills, because if I think thievery skills, then do you think Earth as an element? Or do you think of metal? You know, locksmith and stuff feels like the kind of boost that it needs. But where would we locate Earth then as an element, and what kind of boost will you get? We'll also leave Unzun as an interesting character because he has a lot of endurance growth, if I remember correctly. So Earth has a like really strange niche because it yeah, Earth has a really strange niche because not only is it tends to be defensive in terms of what it is flavor-wise in game, but it also denotes skill. So I don't know. I like how it's kind of in the middle of everything, though. The other thing that pops out to me is fire, because the thing that boosts fire as an element are the fortune teller panels. And that's one of the biggest things I want to change as well regarding fortune teller. Because fortune teller is the only panel of the divination cycle that you could get naturally, if I remember correctly. Getting a lot of charms. Interrupt me whenever you see something about magic that you want to add, guys. But I mean, yep, let me just save. 10 slots, cleric, buff card, no end caps. Look at the enemy over here. I see dragons, beasts, couple of undead. Yep. Keep things as is.
Well, I don't remember much of what panels boost what magic stats, so I don't have much to add to this particular subject.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. But there are a total of, let me just look at panel setups here. Okay. So there are a total of let me see how many classes there are. First off, there's the attack/parry class, which has punch, kick, throw, daggers and swords and axes and staves and spears and bows and guns and shield. That's the one class that it has.
I forgot what panel increase metal magic. Probably why I didn't use metal magic all that much.
The ones that increase metal magic is the mechanical ones. The mechanical ones are ones with quick fix and artiste. Those are the ones that are actually available for most characters, and all the myth skills as well. So the attack and parry class already has strength and endurance as their main, like punch, kicks, and throws. Has a bonus disposition on strength and endurance already, so there's no need to worry about that. Oh, that's interesting. Like different weapons actually have different bonus dispositions. That's weird. Yep. But that's pretty useless. Yep. Overall. And there's also defense class stuff like Iron Body, Fortify, and Toughness, and Recovery, and Natural, and Iron Will. These are pretty rare to see as well. But they also have a basis on endurance. Okay. And the only two with the magic class.
I know that Fortune Teller and Arcane Tongue increases fire, but you'll mainly have that LV4 stacked with one character.
Yeah, that's the thing. Fortune Teller and Arcane Tongue are the only ones that are in the Fortune Teller class. I think that's what it's called. Not mastery, not investigation, not support, negotiation, items. Yeah, mystery class. Yeah, in the mystery class you have Fortune Teller and Arcane Tongue, which gives a bonus disposition of magic +3 and fire +2. So the only problem with this is that Arcane Tongue is not something that's possible to get after clearing an adventure. Only the characters that begin with the Arcane Tongue will be able to use it. So the only character that has it is Silver Girl. It makes sense lore-wise, right? Because it's really hard. Well, it's like it makes sense lore-wise because it's not a skill that you learn, maybe. Like it also denotes. It's not that it's not a skill that you learn. Well, it's a skill that is like really rare to get. And what it does in game is that it reverses the order of the spells you learn in the magic tablet. Arcane Tongue, I think, for me, is one of the panels that needs fixing because it should be available to all characters. It should be a rare find, definitely. But it should do two things. One is let's do decipher. Let's make it available for all characters, and you should be able to. You know what? I have an idea. If we're implementing the whole panels could be passed around to different characters, but at a lower level. Say that, right? What I suggest is giving panels with Arcane Tongue or characters with Arcane Tongue the ability to pass Arcane Tongue to other characters. That would actually make it so that only characters that start with Arcane Tongue could get Arcane Tongue, but still you'll be able to quote unquote teach it to other characters. And once other characters have Arcane Tongue, that might show up later in the game as well. I think that's a cool way of going about it too. Lots of really good ideas popping up. Yeah. Maybe Kawazu should hire me. But definitely Arcane Tongue. And I would add one more panel in the divination class just so that it becomes more useful. So that we can get line combos and stuff of Arcane. But that'll be something that we need to figure out. But that's more like a nitpicky stuff.
I kinda see that as a lore panel, whereas certain characters can only have it, but it makes fire scaling pretty limited. Don't stop it from being great.
The Arcane panels are...
Although, would have multiple wordsmith panels to have a line of 3 or a triangle combo.
Yes, I mean, Wood has like... I think it has... all the Monger skills. Monger, Maharaja, Diplomacy, and to a more rare extent, you have things like Inconspicuous. Yeah, it has like 6 different panels that you can get, right? I'm just looking at the game FAQ's FAQ now.
That is a neat idea, Biggy. An idea that went through my head earlier today was having certain quests give a guaranteed rare panel as a reward at the end of the adventure.
That's a really good quest as well, a good idea as well. I mean, guaranteed rare panels is somewhat of a it's already somewhat of a good reason to whatchamacallit, to go on certain adventures. My question, my thought process though is, you know what Unlimited Saga feels like? Unlimited Saga feels like a game where there's a bunch of really cool ideas that could have been refined if given more time. You get that feeling? This is just a hot take for me though, is that a lot of the stuff on there is like really cool, but okay, let's go back to the drawing board a couple more times, play test a bit more, let's get some feedback, see how this game plays. Okay, what's the thing that's missing here? Wait a minute, what about this idea? You know, and if it went back to the drawing board a couple more times, it would have been like much better received. But it feels like it's okay, we're almost done here, let's push it out the door and get a game out, because we meet a deadline, we have a deadline to do. And I think that what clues me into that kind of feeling about Unlimited Saga is that it came bundled with the Final Fantasy 10 trailer. No, 10-2 trailer.
Kawazu was given a low budget. You can also blame Kawazu from being too experimental.
There's being too experimental, and there's
Indeed.
refining
Really
things.
should have extended the deadline, and perhaps we would have had more complete idea implemented.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it was a different time. Definitely. It's not like developing games these days where you could have a ton of customers give like feedback, and where players could give feedback. I mean, being able to get player feedback would have been invaluable, right? But you don't know And I would have to say that you have to
Yes,
base it on the.
Final Fantasy X2, or the nickname I have for it, Final Fantasy Spice Girls Edition.
If you want to be my lover. You have to get with my friends. Now, have good luck getting that song out of your head now, Smithing Myth. Thanks for bringing up Spice Girls. And that aged you perfectly as well. Yep. But anyways, the Final Fantasy Spice Girls edition came. I think. I want you to imagine, right, the timing of things. 2 years earlier, back in 2001, I think, they just released Square released Final Fantasy X. And Final Fantasy X has a couple of really cool firsts, right? One cool first is that it has voice acting. Like 10 was the first one with voice acting and cutscenes, like with voiceovers lines. And for me, it's monumental, right? There's a couple of really cool firsts in there as well, and it kind of set the bar for what people expect from the JRPG genre at the time, right? And people expect, like, good graphics. That's one thing. And people expected now that set the industry standard to become the norm. Voice acting. I mean, it's actually, to be fair, it's actually quite interesting how it panned out in the end. But yeah, in the middle of that
It was an
is
upgrade in terms of 3D graphics back then.
that's very true. I mean, it was PS2 to PS3, no, PS1 to PS2 graphics. So everything was upgraded pretty much. So the game had certain expectations to live up to. And to be fair, the game did demonstrate that the capabilities were there. There were voice acted lines, and they were hiring the best voice actors available at the time. I mean, I can't remember the voice actors and actresses. Vic was the one who voiced Myth, So pretty much all the character, they're going all in on it in terms of demonstrating what the game's capable of. But this is Kawasu saying it. Hey, we've got the graphical capabilities. You can see it in our gameplay. We've got the we've got the ideas that I wanted to showcase, and we're purposely actually presenting the game this way because we want to. That's the kind of that's what the game is saying to the audience back then. But of course, if they expect something like Final Fantasy X, and what you get is those little dinky characters moving around the board, people are just gonna go, "What? What is this about?" And that's why it fell off during that time, right? And it still was relatively appreciated for what it was, for in terms of what the game has to offer back then, especially in Japan. It didn't really kind of fall off in Japan because there were guides and stuff, and people tried to actually get into it and get into Kawazu's head, right? In space. It's okay, this is what he was trying to do. Okay, and there's floor 32. Cleric, no chariot, no in-cap units. Let's look at the enemy. Okay. Undeads. Couple of undead units. Okay. Let's just go ahead and go to battle here. Yeah, and I think it was pushed out. I think it was a premature game at a certain point. Or maybe if Kawazu was given more time, he would have refined it further. Definitely. But it's not like gaming nowadays where you get customer feedback and then you patch it. Because that's what the game is like now, right? What I do, like, hope, but I don't think this is more copium than hope, like, than anything, is that if there's some mod support for Unlimited Saga, if it gets remade. If there's mod support, then I would definitely do something about it. Like, but depending on how the game is actually done, though. If it was done well, it implemented the stuff that I say pretty well, then I'll be happy about it. If it was a complete rework and it got rid of all the stuff that I loved about it, then that'll be unfortunate. And then we could do the whole Bender thing. And we'll make our own game with blackjack. And the demonetizable act. Yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, revamping the magic system, right? If we head back towards that direction, I definitely want to make sure that fire got a little bit more support. And I think getting Arcane Tongue is enough, right? Unless I want to actually place like another divinations, that's another panel in the mystery class. But to be fair, Fortune Teller is actually one of the panels that are relatively important in building magical characters anyways, because of the it is one of the panels with really high elemental growth, and usually it's just a one-off and you place it on your strongest element. That's usually the build for mages anyway. You place a strongest element on strongest element, you place a fortune teller. Then you put a line of maps somewhere, guide skills somewhere, and then you increase your magic stat as much as you can. Right? But that also tapers on making but that also gears it so that fire is the best in terms of making a pure mage, which I kind of like. But it insinuates that fire becomes the best element for a mage. If you want to actually deal a lot of damage. And fire spells are interesting already because it inflicts statuses like Berserk, I think, on one of its spells. It does Firewall. It does the demonetizable name for a spell named after the pandemic to deal with lots of enemies at the same time. And it actually has a level 2 attack spell, which makes it really good for a familiar. One thing I would do though is I would add a
They also have Power Surge and Best Spell Animation Crimson Flare.
yes, definitely. So to say, what I would actually do is that if we go with a life leashing spell for wood, it will solve wood in terms of damage, like immediately. Because instead of something like life boost, a level 2 or a level 3 wood familiar would get a spell that deals damage, not a lot of damage, but it deals damage and heals. That would actually make wood a very specific kind of build in terms of healer. It would make it great for warrior mages, right? Because if you could only self-heal, then it would make sense that you place it on a tank.
And it would justify the existence of Overgrowth, as that is a wood spell that increases the healing and damage of wood spells.
Yes. But I said I would have the panels impact the magic a bit more. I think having the panels
Which currently wood only has 1 healing spell and 2 damage spells LOL.
wait, 2 damage spells? It only has lightning, doesn't it? Like Thunderbringer.
Thunderbringer and Holy Lightning.
But the thing is, Thunderbringer and Holy Lightning is the same spell, one splendid. Right? No. Or am I remembering it incorrectly?
Well, Holy Lightning is stronger though.
Yeah. But I mean, but effectively is only has one spell.
Holy Lightning is a blended spell. I am just being generous and saying wood has 2 damage spells.
Yeah. But definitely but one thing that we want to do, remember, right, is move Holy Lightning and Thunderbringer into Holy Magic. I think that's what we agreed upon. AI quick assign all. because I just wanted to make sure that people pick up stat cards.
It does make me wonder what panel could increase light magic if they bother adding that in. Oh, true. Well then yes, would need these leech spells and maybe Razor Leaf or something.
Razor Leaf, that's a
What panel
Pokemon,
icon
yeah.
the game currently have can be considered holy?
What panel icon in the game can it has? Ooh, Musty Gauntlets. That's pretty nice. That's a good question. To be fair,
Well, forbidden spells don't have any buffing panels, right?
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Forbidden spells don't have buffing panels. I think Holy Magic and Forbidden Magic would probably be... Actually, this is what I'm going to... Ooh, an alluring dress. A couple of really nice items showing up, actually. This is my suggestion. Forbidden spells damage calculation is based on pure magic stat, right? If we want to go with the exact opposite of that, then what holy should be calculated based on all elements. Should be the opposite, right? So if you actually are calculate damage by adding all the elements together and then dividing it by 5, then it'll make it an interesting choice for magic as well. The only problem with that is that means that you could pretty much boost like any element. No, actually, what that would denote is that the best characters to use holy magic.
I thought you were going to say spirit for holy element.
No, if I use spirit, then spirit. If I use spirit, it's going to be it's an interesting thought, but I think a summation of all elements would help for a couple of things. It'll make sure that characters that don't have very high magic growth, but really high elemental growth in lots of different elements, to be very good aptitude for holy magic. If you understand what I'm saying. And what that actually means is that it will be really good for paladin type characters, where holy magic will do mostly buffs. I'm not sure if we're going to add a healing spell. It wouldn't make sense if holy magic didn't have a healing spell, right? I think adding a healing spell would probably be nice. Probably something pure, right? But holy magic needs to be semi-rare as well. Very much like forbidden magic. It needs to show up in a couple of spells, of magic tablets, but not all of them. And it's going to be super rare to craft items for, because you need like Angelite, which is a rare item in and of itself. Right, let me just go ahead and scout this first. I think this is a boss battle. Or it has a boss unit somewhere. Wait. Is this level 33? Yeah, we actually have to kill the Cilia. Let me look at the Palace of the Dead loot guide here. Oh. No, it's not here. There's a Alloser is the other one here. Hmm. I wonder if equipping alluring boots and alluring dress together gives a character a certain bonus. That's going to have to be tested later anyways. We could even retreat here. But let's just pop down Ravenous. Okay.
I am looking at earth spells and it makes me kinda sad. The only good stuff is build up, boulder, and pellet.
That's the thing though. Where you're forgetting Aegis Shield mana. Aegis Shield is one of the most broken spells ever. Don't forget her. Don't forget that.
Oh right, Aegis Shield, my bad.
Yep. Let me just make sure that let me just look at this battlefield again. A couple of undead dudes here. I feel like
How dare
putting.
you forget Aegis Shield, Manta.
How dare, right? Unforgivable. What does alluring dress do? Wade. Let me look up if it's a set item. Alluring dress. Boots.
But we got stuff like sleep, which is only good in early game when you don't have reverse delta to melt things, and anti-fear, which cures the same statuses as purify but without healing.
Hmm. Okay, alluring gear, is it worth it? Not a bad set because it is it boosts luck up high enough to where you can crit without a crit card.
Earth also has anti-fear, which is useful with gears not having null fear. Sleep is also useful for certain enemies to stun, including those that doesn't easily melt from reverse delta. Not all, of course.
It also has anti-fear. Not with gears that not having null fear. Sleep is also used for certain enemies to stun. Really melt from first delta. Yeah, that's true. Earth is pretty interesting as an element, actually.
Fear is an annoying status that must be healed.
Yeah. That is true. Let me think about this for a second. Oh, okay. No, that's fine.
Although, those enemies can melt from Bo Peep / Bloody Mary, though from my experience, Bo Peep is more effective.
Enemies can melt from Bo Peep and Bloody Mary. Bo Peep is more effective. Yeah. It's actually, yeah, Bo Peep's pretty effective. Sleep just sleep just make them stop acting, I think. Winged ring. And I'm going to make I'm getting Cobram to cross dress. That's unfortunate. But we will use, instead of a sharpshoot. Oh, this is auto crit, so he doesn't need the alluring set. Go with grease boots and
Actually, sleep doesn't take away all turns. It's random what number of turns they take away from enemies. Sometimes they'll still do 1 or 2 of their actions. Doesn't make sense since they should. Asleep.
yeah, that's true. I think sleep would.
Same with stun.
Yeah, Earth has just a ton of really cool utility magic, and I think that's their little niche. I'm getting pellet. Not pellet is actually a cool turn of events for them as well. Okay, what is how many? Yeah.
Sleep and stun isn't all that different that factor.
That's true.
Earth needs to be able to summon a stone spike or something, dang it.
The thing is, with magic. Well, let's get things started with the first thing about magic, which is familiars, right? Each familiar requires, for me at least, 1 attack spell. Stop shielding that dragon then, guys. So having a variety of attack spells don't really having a variety of attack spells really doesn't do much for a for a magic class. What I would actually do, if
Yeah,
you
the earth spell, stalactite.
what it would actually do is that a stone spike would probably be, I don't know, this will be on theme as well, a thorns effect. So whenever an enemy attacks a character that you control,
Or stalagmite if you want to hit them under.
yeah. When a character, well, yeah, when you hit when it hits a character you control, then you deal damage back to them.
It's unlimited saga, so it would be called Stone Arrow or something. LOL.
Yeah.
That is a good idea, Biggie.
Yep. I think. But the game already has Aegis Shield, and I'm not sure if there's a limitation in the game that makes you you're actually able to, because the game doesn't have any thing equivalent to a thorns damage where you reflect that back damage to.
Basically a magic counter spell.
Yeah, I think a reflective shield. I think there's a limitation in the game that I'm making an assumption here that doesn't allow you to reflect back damage, because I don't see that as an interaction in the game whatsoever, right? So maybe they didn't program it, because that would also mean your character could be KO'd from attacking you, which would be a weird interaction. But it's also a good question whether if how much of the game is actually throttled back due to hardware limitation or whatchamacallit, limitations in programming. Because I'm not a programmer, so I have no idea. Yeah. But we could only speculate, right? Because I'm not a coder or programmer, so I can't just dig into the code and say, okay, this proves that the game would have been a lot more. The game would have had a lot more to offer, but we'll have no idea.
Neither am I, sadly.
Yeah. If we were more capable. Oh, silly dragon scales. Exorcism, nice. Yeah, then we'd be able to tell how much the game was limited by that factor. But we'll just assume that since this is being remade, we don't have to worry about that factor anymore. Kind of a moot point if we're going to discuss limitations of the hardware back then. But anyways, already there's a couple of things that pop out to me that should definitely be moved. Yeah.
I took a college class about coding for websites. I didn't like it too much. Couldn't imagine doing it for a video game.
That's one thing though. There's a fact of doing it for the video game. There's a fact of yeah. Let's just put that fact aside altogether. Cloud shoes, very nice. what were we talking about? Oh yeah. One other thing that I should say. Is that Holy Seal should definitely be holy magic or sacred magic. It's a fire spell that sometimes immediately kills undead. Okay, so I'm going to do the data save bit, and I think I'm going to call this, what is it? This is level 34. Okay, I'm going to move on here to this screen. I'm not aiming the stream quite yet. I'm about to. I'm not aiming the stream as of yet, but I am close to. I am going to, whatchamacallit, put this down here.
Then why don't Holy Seal kill Clyde Blackstorm? He is a vampire, I think.
So is Kalandorn, I think.
Kalandorn.
Yeah, that's somebody who I want to talk about. Okay, but they're bosses. Anyways, let's go ahead and switch up to which screen is this? Not the face cam screen. Is it this screen? Yes. Okay. Like, just looking through this. Let me F11 this. But yeah, I was looking through the Rampjager's FAQ, right? Yeah, my eyes, right? Sorry, guys. Everything's kind of all white. But, yep. There's... Oh, search this guide for... Let me look up, fire... Yep. Yep. There's a bunch of negative classes in sealed magic arts here. Look at all these, what Arcane Tongue does. Yep. Increase of amount gained comparison points. Yep. So, you know, there's things like arrows, veils, and shields, and auras and stuff, which is like super it's just super not very useful. Psycho Noise, Holy Warrior Scroll. I mean, we could just go through all of the magic spells. Let's look up fire arrows. Okay. And look at what different spells do. Yeah. Here we are. So Fire Veil. Field current location reveals enemies' locations. Fire Veil. Fire element up. Defense down for demons and dragons. Deals damage. Yeah. Like, for example, detect aura or detect spells. Fire element up should be... Yeah, it's interesting how they have like aura spells. But it detects certain enemy types rather than defense down on certain enemy types rather than defense down on certain elements, right? Demons and dragons, fire shield. evades ice attribute items, which is going to be weird because ice attribute is, yeah, they have fire, ice, and poison as attributes, I think. No, fire, ice, and lightning. Oh, that's right. I think there's something in game that denotes things like fire, ice, and lightning. That's why no, it's heat, ice, and lightning.
Ice is such a rare spell type. Really?
Yeah.
The most prominent is Ice Needle.
Yep. That's the cool thing about water though, because it has a single target and a multiple target spell in its normal pool, right? Right. Power Surge, that's well into, it's pretty nice for fire as well. Spell that must not be named. Intensity inflicts Berserk from Power Surge. Moving Firewall damages enemies, nullifies damage to party members from ice for the rest of the round. That's really an interesting type as well of what the spells can do. Power Gust is a spell that just deals damage with Solar Flare as a base. This is so rare though. Crimson Flare deals damage to all enemies and inflicts darkness. Cancels magical locks and walls made of IV. I didn't know that actually does that. Moving Firewall also creates an impassable wall of fire. Holy Seal, current location keeps enemies away. Demons and undead only. Yeah, it's so random in what these different things do. Right?
Moving Firewall is base Firewall from the past Saga games. Gotta change some rules, I suppose.
Yeah. Current location reveals enemy locations for beasts and wildlings. Boulder for chest magic walls, cancels magic locks and magic walls. Yeah, that's the one other thing that why each element needs an attack spell, because you need something for magic walls and magic locks. Strength and endurance up for build up. That's on par for what Earth does. Cancels mental status elements. I think this probably works better as a wood spell, but I don't know. Animal Charmer for a short while will prevent target from using strong attacks. This is such a strange spell. Like Aegis Shield allows magical evasion. Power Rise cancels all ability changing effects and inflicts strength up. That's pretty niche. Mega Power Rise, same effect as triggered during super strength, only duration is longer. Yep. This is so weird. It has fear that inflicts fear. Inflicts fear if not already has fear, inflicts confusion. So weird in terms of what the spell does here. It doesn't make sense in terms of what the Earth magic was trying to do. And as soon as we're done with the all the spells here, we'll think about what should go where. But yeah, metal is like gold. Yep. Reveals locations of treasure chests. Yep. See, this now feels a lot more like what key skills should do, right? Detect gold lets you look for treasure chests. Magic lock lets you create impassable walls, and paralyzes treasure chimes.
All the damage spells in metal deal AoE damage.
But it doesn't do LP damage at all, does it? Very rare. Yeah. It's an interesting archetype. But it needs to flavor wise, it needs to deal more damage to wooden stuff and deals less damage to water stuff. And things like Siren, I think would be more effective against water enemies because of the way that noise works with water. I don't know. Yes, shock. If we're going to say that shock doesn't work well against water units, it's going to be a bit of a flavor fail as well. Yeah. Like throwing boulders into water is ineffective. That makes sense. Having like we might need to rename shock to be something that's kind of like I mean, sonar is so effective in water though. It might be just a case of rebranding for metal. We might need to change it to something like slice or yeah, that's the only thing that I yeah, things like shock and supersonic are the, I don't know, it could be a bit of a fail if it's actually weakened to water. We could find a good lore reason for it though. No, wait, it's not weak into water, right? Is it weak into water? Yeah, it should be weak into water. That's correct. Weapon blessing, supersonic, mind lock, detect treasure. Yeah, these seem like spells that should belong to skill increases, right? But that would actually, but I mean, yeah, we'll yeah. Gold Thumb inflicts Petrify, which is pretty cool. Increase equipped weapons attack, for sharpness, and I think this is my case for making it that metal skills should not only increase skill but increase strength as well. But I don't know. I think increasing skill will work well for it still, right? Because currently combos with metal increases skill and metal. Combos with line what's the class called here? Can't remember what the class is called, but it's the one with quick fix and artiste. It increases skill significantly more than the key panels do. I think I'll keep things as is though. Siren deals just deals a lot more damage with shock and supersonic. I think there's a certain flavor bit here. We could also just make it that somehow Siren and shock and things don't work very well against water enemies. We could find a good lore reason for it. It's fine. That's the only flavor fail that I noticed right now with all these spells. Purify, bubble blow. Yeah, already. Purify, bubble blow is kind of a rare water spell as well, and it's only on water level 5. Should we move it down to level 4 though? I don't know. Having a free heal is actually pretty strong for a water. Oh, this isn't what I wanted to do. Pretty strong for a water element anyways. I mean, it has Ice Needle. I think water has pretty strong magics anyways. Oh, Thunderclap inflicts Paralyze. That's so strong. So it's Refresh. Ice 9 changes all panels in the elemental rule to water. Time Stop. Effects such as status elements. Durations are temporarily stopped. If Purify was used at the base, then if Slow Stream was used, then the target is a single enemy. Wow. Trickle. Decreases the number of actions by 1. That's so niche of what water actually does here. Yeah, this game requires a lot of like here, Overgrowth adds wood panels to elemental reel, Life boost. When not taking action, HP recovery increases by 50%. I kind of like life boost, but it's an interesting... Yeah, recycle is pretty interesting. I'll keep. Missile guard is also very strong. Like, missile guard's on point in terms of flavor. Meditation cancels all ability changing effects. Spirit and magic up. Yeah, meditation is an interesting spell as well. And of course, Thunderbringer will need to replace with a different spell. We have Green Requiem and Holy Thunder as the different spells here. Yep. It's so hard to blend Green Requiem though. Hardly ever see it used. It doesn't flick back out though. Here's the forbidden stuff. You know what?
Missile Guard should be renamed Titan Guard because that guy is so good for sparking arts, lol.
Yep. That's true. You know what? I think that should be it for today. I think I'm spending too much time looking through all this stuff. And just wanted to thank you guys for contributing to the discussion anyways. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. Let me just thank my members, IPLux, Random Manta, for being here, and Seth Frost Vale, Doug Bolden, and Rafael Vega Chapa. You guys get to watch all my videos early, and you get the cool badges and emojis for whenever you comment on my videos on YouTube. So if you want to support me that way, just check the description on YouTube. The rest of you guys, it's just 3 clicks away on YouTube. So yeah, Myth, liking the video if you haven't liked it already. Subscribe if you want to see more of my stuff. Click on the bell notification icon or follow me on Twitch to get notified for whenever I go live. Yeah, have a good day, Mana. But yeah, that's going to be it for now. It's me, I'm Biggy, and I'll be back. I need to eat. See you guys in a bit.